Zozo Day Impulse.
Hi, in this video we will talk about all the admin functionalities and features and how you as a super admin will configure the platform for your company. So once you are able to successfully log into the platform, you will be directed to the home page, and this is the home page. You can see the URL for your platform here, which is your subdomain name .zozoday.com, and you can see the Impulse logo here. So now you are logged in as an admin, so you can see all the menu and menu items that an admin sees. So since you're logged in as an admin, you see a lot more menu items now. I will also show you how the platform will look like when you log in as a user. And this part is the virtual town hall or a virtual wall where employees will be able to post messages so that everyone in your organization can see. I will talk about more of groups, posting messages, etc. when I cover the respective topic. Since you just registered one user into the platform, you can see the members is in this town hall is just one at the moment. When you add more users, you will see this number going up. And in the home page, when you first log in, you can see a lot of info images, which talks about the main features of the platform. I will cover each of these features in my subsequent topics. On the right side, you see a lot of buttons and icons, which I will talk about more when I cover the groups and engagement topic. Now let's talk about admin features that a super admin can do or configure in the platform. So once you are able to log in, you as a super admin come to the platform, your first step will be to configure all the admin configurations. So you will come to on the left side, you will come to the admin tab. Then click on business information. In business information, you will talk about your company. You'll enter your company name, your company website, tax ID, your address of the company, the zip code, country, city, state, and the contact number. And you can click submit. I'm not entering this now. Click on the sites. So here you'll be able to add multiple sites for your company. So your company may be based out of Bangalore and may have multiple branches in Mumbai, Delhi, etc. So you could click on add site here and enter the site name, address, country, state, and click submit. If you have international sites, you could enter the details of the international sites, and all the sites that you add will appear here. This is important when you pull out reports from the platform based on respective sites. For example, if you want to pull out a report to show the maximum number of awards given for a respective site, or what are the usages with respect to a particular site, etc., this information will be important. Similarly, click on the business unit tab if you want to add multiple business units. So you might have South region business unit and North region business unit if you want to segregate them as separate business units. Or you could have your Bangalore might be a business unit, Delhi might be another business unit where you want to keep your operations segregated accordingly. So you can click on add business unit and enter the business unit name and the respective business unit head and click submit. Again, this is useful when you want to pull out reports based on business units. Next, we click on the platform settings. This is where you set up and configure the settings for your platform or customize it according to your company's need. So here you can see the Impulse logo is what is appearing on the platform, and the theme currently is a default theme. So I will tell you where you can change the default theme and the logo and everything else. So let's talk about the program settings first. So I entered the domain name as Octopus Rewards, so you can see the program name is Octopus Rewards here, and time zone is in India time zone plus 5:30, and this is your default conversion factor which you entered first. 1 point is equal to 1 INR. In case if, like I said earlier, in case if you are a Singapore based organization, you will be entering 1 point is equal to 1 SGP, or if it's a US company, then it will be 1 point is equal to 1 USD and all that. This will be your default language, and then it'll mention your base currency as well. You could edit this information when you click on this edit button here. You could click on the platform logo. To change the platform logo, you can upload a new image. You can see the recommended size of the images. Okay, I'm not changing that right now. Let me show you how to upload a new image. You could crop it, enlarge it, like how you need it. I'm just entering some random image for my company. And that respective image will appear here. So you have to tell your design team to provide you with a platform logo that will actually fit here. So then favicon is something that it's a small image that you will see when you open the platform in your browser. You can see that image on this left corner. Then theme selection, click on the theme selection to select the desired theme. So currently it's the default theme, which is blue and white. So all the background will be white and the highlighting will be in blue. You could change to a lighter color by clicking on like this. You could choose a dark theme and the colors changes accordingly. You could also choose a custom color that suits your company's theme and colors. So then in that case, you have to choose your navigation background color, what will be the active selection colors and text, etc. So for now, I'll just stick with the default theme. Click save. Come back. Then login background is something like you choose an image when when your users will log into the platform, they will see this login background. I'll just leave it as a default. Favicon I already discussed about. Catalog preferences and experiences, I will talk about the redemption or our stores platform in detail. So for now, I'll just skip this part. Auto allocate budget is something like so we will be sending automated greetings to employees, like for employee's birthday. Let's say you want to award him 500 points or 1,000 points. You will set up the automated greetings accordingly, and I will show you how to set up the automated greetings, etc. when we talk about that. So once you set up the automated greetings, the points for that greetings will be taken from your company's account. In case your budget goes low, so that the automated greetings is not broken, there is an option called auto allocate budget for the automated greetings. You can just check this box now in case you want to auto allocate the budget. I will talk about how the budget allocation, creation of budget, how the points will be taken for automated greetings, etc. when I talk about the relevant topics. For now, just think that there is an option where you set it up here in your platform settings. Points reminder is like, when employees will be awarded virtual points, so they can redeem these points by going to our stores platform. So in case if employee has more than 500 points, then you will get a reminder every 15 days to redeem these points. So you can check that that reminder. If you want to send those reminder, you can check that setting here. Then again, delete platform is like in case if you are you set up the platform, you did everything and you decided, okay, hey, I want to delete it and start all over again, and this is the button to delete it. But keep in mind that this cannot be undone. and only if you really want to entirely delete everything, that's when you click this delete button. Next, I will go to the access control settings. So there are, when I talk about, before I talk about the access control settings, I want to talk about the 4 roles that people have in this platform. One will be the super admin. So currently I'm logged in as a super admin. Super admin will be, one company will have 1 or 2 or probably 3. I've not seen a company with more than 3 super admins. So super admins will be the one who will have control and access to everything in the platform. So initially we only had super admins controlling everything, but later what happens is, there is so many activities that super admins have to configure. Sometimes when you have to do the award setup, when you have to do any other configure the greetings, etc. So sometimes one person may not be sufficient to do all of that. So super admin can actually delegate these admin related activities to someone else in your team, HR team, who actually have a role called general admin. So how do you delegate those activities that a super admin do to the general admin or anyone else is in this place? You said that you change those settings in this place. So like as I was talking about the 4 roles you will have in this platform. One was a super admin, which I said, which have control to everything. Then is general admin. You will have control to most of the things, but there is few things which only super admin can control. I will talk about all those things in detail when I cover the respective topics. Third is a manager. Manager definition would be anyone who has reportees, and the 4th one will be an employee or a user role. Currently, I'm talking about the admin functionalities or configurations that we are doing. I will just click on the how to delegate the configuration of these admin activities to a general admin. So I come to the admin, click on edit. Here you can see all the activities which an admin can do under the admin panel. So here super admin controls or writes, enters or edits the business information. This task you can actually delegate it to a general admin. Platform settings, again, super admins typically do that task of changing or setting the platforms. So you can also delegate that in case you wish to. But currently we've decided that based on the feedback from several customers that, super admin will keep that control within super admin only, because it's a one-time setup and you don't have to do that every time. User management is adding, deleting, editing users. If you want to delegate that task to general admin, you can check that checkbox here. If you notice that the managers, you cannot delegate these admin related activities to managers or users, because all these are, if you look at all these activities or tasks, are admin related, and these are typically done by the HR admins of your organization. It's not done by a manager or user who set up the platform, who enter the platform settings, users, add users, delete users, etc. Again, points administration, I will talk about how to add and delete points and everything. And the complete administration of the points, if you want to delegate that to another general admin, you could check that checkbox here and then click on save. But for now, I'll just leave it at the default so that everything is controlled by the super admin. Again, payments and billings. If billing information, everything, if you want general admin to take care of few of these things, you could delegate it to him. So for now, I'll just choose user management thing. I'll just delegate that to another general admin and click save. I will talk about again all these features such as groups creation, award setups, giving award, surveys, running surveys, creating surveys, reports, pulling out reports, everything. All these are typically done by the super admins. But like I said, in case if you want to delegate that to general admin or managers or users, this is where you come and click access control settings, click the relevant features, edit, and select the checkboxes. Let's say in case if you wish to click on, let's click on service. I'll cover about surveys later, but let's click on surveys here, and then normal survey. So if you want a general admin or a manager to create surveys, you could choose that relevant checkbox. Pulse surveys, if you want to, I'll talk about the pulse surveys everything later, but pulse surveys, delegate that creating or running those surveys to general admin, you could choose that option here. So I would recommend you go through these features once you, this is part of your platform setup. So click on this edit button against the respective features and see if only you want the super admins to control these setups or features, or if you want to delegate some of these tasks to general admins or managers or users. You could choose the settings here. Again, like I said, some of them are by default only available to super admins and general admins and cannot be delegated to managers or users. I will give you an example here. When you go to awards, like value card list, creating the list of value cards, you could delegate that to general admin, but you cannot delegate that to manager or a user. So those will be grayed out by default. Okay, I will cover this again later at the end. After I cover each of these features, and then it makes sense to talk about how super admins, how to make these settings so that only super admins or general admins can control these. Now, billing information. You could see the account details here. This is a free trial version that we just created, and the start date is on this date. Your trial ends on this date. Then the person who created the platform, that's the owner at the moment. Then you could see your billing details. Now you could add billing details by clicking this button here. You could so that will be, you could add your organization name, address, everything, etc. In case if you want to add a company card, click on that and add the card number, etc. So I will just cancel this, but this is something that you would set up. So there are two ways to the recharges for your platform. One is you could contact your respective sales POC, ask him to raise a invoice for the payment that you're making, and your invoice will appear here. Or you could do this online by entering your company's corporate card information. Next is user management. So user management is where you add, delete, or edit user information. Currently, since I am the one who signed up into the platform, you can see only my information here. So you will see all the basic details here, and then you could search for any particular name or email ID here in case there are more users. So if I want to edit my information, I could just select the edit employee pencil mark against my name. And then you could enter my joining date. I'm going to put it as January 1. Okay. I'm just putting my employee ID as random number. I'm going to put my department as HR department. Okay. I'm not entering my
department head name. I'll put my designation as program director.
In case your company uses the gradings or grades, you could enter your grade, your HR representative name, your manager name. You could enter all that here. Cost center head, business unit, site, etc. Site, I'm going to choose Bangalore. Okay. Now birth month, you could choose that. I will choose a birth date. And then in case if you want to edit your phone number, so click on submit, all your information is updated. In case you want to disable, this employee leaves the organization, you want to delete his information from the platform, you could disable the user permission. Once you disable, he will not have access to the platform. Now let's see how to add a new user. There are three ways you could do this. One, you can click on this plus button to add a new employee. So you can enter I'm just entering some, random demo employees for the demo purposes. So I will enter as my first name will be Afsal. I will enter 3 people with different access roles, so that I can identify them. So I'm going to put Nafsal General. I will add him as a general admin. I will put it as Nafsal plus Octopus General. I will choose the access role as general admin for him, and these are the only mandatory information. If you look at all the only mandatory information when you're entering your user information is your first name, your official email ID, and your user access role. Even last name is not mandatory here. Click on submit. I will enter additional users during a different method. So next way you can upload users is using the bulk upload. In case you don't want to enter the details of the employee manually, you could come to here and then use the bulk upload option to enter the details here. So click on this plus button. So this bulk upload has a sample template, which is a CSV template. You need to first download the template and save it in your desktop. Okay. So I'll open the sample template. So the sample template already have some pre-filled values. I'm going to delete all of that. I will enter only the relevant information that I need to enter. So I'm just going to put ABC 20 Nafsal plus Octopus Manager, so man plus at zozuri.com. First name is Nafsal, last name will be manager. Access role, I'll put it as manager. I will put the department as engineering. I'll just leave everything else. Then I'll put the status as active. This is the status. The status column will tell you whether the employee is active in the platform or not. Like I said, the only mandatory information is your email ID, your first name, and your access role. Everything else will become mandatory depending upon if you want to use that information somewhere. For example, if you are creating an award setup which is only given to the employees of a particular department, like a sales department, then obviously you need to have employees from the sales department. You need to enter the department of that particular employee, then so that we can identify them when we are setting up the awards. Let's say you want to set up awards which is only given to the CXOs of the organization, something like a president's award or something like that. In that case, we need to enter your designations of the employees to identify them when we set up the award details. I'll add one more employee here, ABC 40. Just change the email ID from Nafsal emp@zozuri.com. Choose Nafsal. First name, last name will be employee. I will put him in a marketing department. I will save this information. Okay, that's on my desktop. Now I need to upload that CSV file. Click on next. So in the next page, you'll be able to map whatever details you entered in your CSV file, and with the headers and the corresponding rows will appear here. So this is the details you entered: employee ID and the corresponding employee ID, emails, first name, last name, access role, etc. We We just entered that right now. Now these columns needs to be mapped to corresponding fields in the platform. So this mapping is required here. So employee ID here from the file needs to be mapped to the employee ID in our platform. So we do that mapping here. Employee ID, then email, I choose email. Okay, it's just employee ID from the file maps to employee ID in the platform. So that mapping needs to be done so that the data from the employee ID column in your file loads into corresponding employee ID field in your platform. Here I select first name, I select the last name, here I select the access role. Now if you see, and then here I'll select the the department. I do not have any department head email entered in my file, so I'll just not map that field. I can leave that. Designations I've not entered for any of these people. So I'll just leave all the other fields that I've not entered. I'll not map them. So then the last column, if you see, I have to map the active status. Employee status. Okay, and click on submit. Check if there's anything wrong with the file. Oh, here. I put it in a wrong column. That's why. So you can see I put those values in the wrong column. That's why when you're uploading, you saw that error, the first row of the employee status column cannot be blanks. So now if you come here, I would have to come back and do that again. File, click on next, do the mapping again, quickly do that, employee ID, email, first name, last name, access role, department. We'll ignore all the other fields. We just come to the status, employee status. You can see the employee status from the file maps to employee status in our platform. Click on submit. So it will take a while depending upon the number of rows you're trying to upload. So then it's just 2 rows, it just finished so quickly. So you can see all the details from the file is entered into the platform. Now you can see that manager that you just uploaded from the file appears here. The employee you just uploaded from the file appears here. So in case if you want to edit any of these details, click on the edit employee and then correct the information. And the third way is in case if you have any HRMS system such as Darwinbox or PeopleSoft or Workday or any other third-party HRMS system, in case if you want to pull the information from the HRMS system and load it into our platform, we can do an HRMS integration with that respective application, and the data will be pulled from your HRMS. So that happens every day. So in case if an employee leaves the organization, his data will also be deleted or disabled from the platform once this data is uploaded in your HRMS system, and then we pull the information. Then subsequently his data will be deactivated from our platform. So that happens automatically once the integration is set up. It happens. The data pull happens every day, and then details will be loaded, deleted, or updated accordingly. Next, we talk about points administration. So points administration page, you can see that currently you have 0 points. The concept in our platform is, we work out of virtual points. So what that means is we will load, initially create virtual points in the company's account, and then these virtual points will be rewarded to the employees in the form of awards, greetings, gifts, etc. And employees will use these points to redeem experiences, gifts, vouchers, etc. in the store's platform. That's the concept. So when you see 0 points here, you can add as many points as you would like. Click on create points, and I could add 10,000 points, or I could add 1 lakh points, and click on create. You can see the create points, current points, the currently being added points, and the total points. Click create. You can see the points are updated automatically. Click on create points again. In case if you wish to destroy these points, you could click on I want to destroy points. I'm going to destroy 10,000 points. Destroy, points deducted. So you can see that the 10,000 points is deducted from your general purpose budget. So general purpose budget is called the default budget of the company. So you now have 90,000 points available in your company's account. If you would like to see the history of the points being added, deleted, etc., you could click on this and see view history. You can see that 100,000 points was initially added, and then 10,000 points was deducted later. So like I said, these are all the virtual points that is there in the company's account. You could use these points to reward your employees, and the employees could use this for redemption. Now, redemption reserves is something like, okay, you award an employee, let's say in the form of an award, you give 1,000 points to employee. Now, employee goes to the store's platform to redeem those points in the form of buying some experience, some travel vouchers, or some gift cards, etc. But when employee is ready to make the payment with those, use those points and make the payment, your company needs to have sufficient cash reserve in your company's account. And that is the redemption reserve. That's the reserve or the amount of cash your company maintains in your company's account, so that employees can have a seamless redemption in the store's platform. Now, if you start awarding the employees in the forms of awards, gifts, etc., you could see the total points awarded to the employees over here. So currently it's 0 because you have not awarded anyone. If you want to add reserves, like I said, click on add reserves. That will take you to our billing page where you can make the payment using a credit card, or you could contact the sales POC to raise a voucher, and you can raise an invoice, and then the invoice will appear in your account, and you could make the payment through your company's account. And then whatever amount you paid or recharged will appear here under redemption reserve. Typically, companies maintain, I would say, at least 80% of what you have in the points as a redemption reserve, so that employees will not have any issues to redeem those points when they actually go to the store's platform. I hope this is clear. Here also you can click on view history to view the history of your redemption reserves and the other recharges. Next is the integrations. So we have the Impulse platform is already integrated with Slack. So if you already are using Slack in your company, you could actually reward an employee, or you could appreciate someone, or you could redeem your points from the Slack itself if you do the integration successfully. It's a DIY. Like if you have a Slack account, you could just click on this and it will ask you to enter your Slack credentials, and then integration is seamlessly done. So right now I don't have a Slack account, so I will just leave that. So if you have any questions, you can ask your implementation consultant or your customer support executive. Now that concludes all the features available under the admins menu, which is available for the super admins. Now there are a few other admin functionalities which is another menu item. So next is leaderboard. So leaderboard is something like your employees or users to use the Impulse platform extensively, and if they use the platform on a daily basis, we will reward them some kind of a score. So let's say if someone log in through your web into the platform, then you give him like a 10 score, or if someone uses a mobile app to log into the Impulse, you reward him some score. So all these scores get added up and will be displayed for each of the employees. So there is a criteria that you need to meet, that the leaderboard is generated only if your organization has at least 5 employees who have at least 100 engagement score. We call this engagement score. There are some settings that the super admin needs to make in order to enable the leaderboard. So click on that. So by default, these are the features and activities and the corresponding engagement score that's set for each of these activities. Let's say this is for first login via the web browser. Suppose if your user or employee log into the platform first time, he will get a 10 engagement score. Now for daily login via website, you get 5. In case if you would like to change this to like 20, enter 20 and click the tick sign. If you would want to make it 0, you could make it 0 too, and click the save symbol here. So let's change it back to 10. This is the default. Some employers or companies would like to review these settings and change few engagement score values. Again, I will just go through a few of other important items, like if you want to give some badge to an employee, then you would get a engagement score of 5. Now if you offer joining a new group, you get a value. So it's like if you are getting an award, you get a engagement score of 1000. So all these values, you could just review it, just make sure these are the values that you would like to keep, and if you would like to change, make this settings and save it. Now because the engagement, the leaderboard is not enabled as of now, because there is no 5 employees that we have added who have crossed 100 engagement score yet. I will show you how this leaderboard will look like when you actually start using the platform and the scores get added up against the employee's account. This is my internal Impulse platform. You can see the leaderboard. So leaderboard will appear here. So this is the user who has the highest engagement score. It's the second highest and third highest, and it'll show the other people below that. It will also show your ranking with respect to the others and your engagement score. What do you say? One kind of a motivation that you're giving to employees for them to use the platform extensively. It will show the engagement score and ranking of others below that, and it will also show your engagement score and the corresponding ranking. So that's about all the admin functionalities or the features available to admin to set up the platform and add the users and make the security or control settings changes. Next, we will talk about the engagement aspect of the platform. What you would need to do today is review all the admin related features like business information, enter and make sure the information entered is correct there. Set up your platforms, enter a logo here and enter a favicon, select the respective theme and login background if any. You can leave the billing information for now, and then review these access control settings only for the admin piece, and then make sure it is set up correctly. We will cover the access control settings for groups, awards, servers, etc. when we talk about the respective topics. And then if you would like to add few more users or employees from your HR department or your colleagues, you could add them now using the manual way to add, or if you want to do a bulk upload, we can do it in the next call. If you have any questions on points administration, I think we can talk about in the next call. Thank you.
Zozo Day Impulse.